Howdy everybody, it's me, Manic Mark, coming from the bunker system located underneath the art villa found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. The humidity's starting to creep back in again after we had a few days of the polar vortex cooling everything down, which was rather nice. And I was able to get much of the floor. What I'm doing is sanding the bedroom floor, which is random with pine and was up and then meant to be kind of painted. So I think what they did originally was they stained it, but they used, whoever built the house used, there's a long story behind it, but they used materials including, I believe, the random with pine, which is rough compared to most floors like this I've seen. So I spent a lot of time deciding how to do this, and looking at the different kinds of sanding devices, like the drum sander, the belt sander, and then the oscillating sander, and then the rotating orbital sander. The commercial sanders, of course, being best, which you really, I don't know if you can, they don't, it's a belt sander. They have the drum sanders in the rental shops, and then the Home Depot kind of places, they have the oscillating and the pad sanders, which are great for orbital and pad sanders, which are good for sanding like oak floors, just to get the finish off, okay. And then, but I've got like really uneven, different densities of boards. It's uneven, it's rough in places, and although the wood's pretty thick, about an inch, I decided I would hand belt sand everything. So what I did was I bought a power paint chipper, which is pretty cool. I wish I had it down here to show it to you. It's got carbon blades on it, little tiny blades on the end of it, and it spins and just knocks paint right off. So I chipped off the heavier paint on the outside, around where a carpet would go. Okay, and fortunately I painted over the bare spot in the middle the last time I did the room because of the dogs. Never mind. Anyway, so I got rid of that layer of paint because I knew it would gum up the belts. And then I ran through 580 grit, 36 grit, heavy sanding belts, including the closet, which did a pretty good job. So I think I'm going to go back and do one more rough sand, and then I've got the medium belt and a lighter belt, and then I've got an orbital 6-inch orbital sander, which I'm going to use to do the outside edges and any little touch-up. Okay. Because of how rough the floor is, to do it with any other way, I think would have just really aggressively sanded down. And it's wavy, and it's just because it's old and messed up anyway. And I think it ended up being, this is the hard way, but the best way to do it. Now, probably floor sander probably disagree, but there's a lot of stories online. And somebody says do this, somebody says do this. You can't do this. You never should do this. And then there's a person that does it this way, so I'm going to be the person that does it that way. Okay, now, what the hell? Oh, one story. I'm coming back from getting some stuff for the job, like breathing masks and all that kind of stuff. And I see a guy riding a motorcycle with his mate on the back, and he's talking on a cell phone while he's riding the effing bike. I could not believe it. He's steering. He's not sitting on the back. He's steering. Okay. I got another painting done for the book. I'm trying to find a way to, I think I scanned all the other ones of the other book. Did I? No, I couldn't have because it didn't work. I had to take photographs. Anyway, go on. Okay, went to the record store where there was a high-priced guy, and he's no longer the high-priced guy because it's smaller than the last store, so now he's faced with having to sell records. He has to move stock, so he's been pricing everything down. And I picked this one up. It's a King local label, Bill Doggett. It's going to be romantic organ songs, but it was just a great cover on this album. I just enjoyed the cover, so I picked it up. I paid $4 for that. Okay, just so you know, when you're out buying records, whatever you're paying, and you can compare it. You know, that's probably the only reason. It's not like, oh, I got it for $4. I'm bragging. No, it's just so that you know what the prices are here. I guess I don't know. I don't know what they are elsewhere. I have no idea. Sometimes I wonder if I should even mention it, and then I do anyway. Okay, it's a $1 record. It's percussive. You can't get these records at Goodwill for $1. That's about it. Okay, $1 at a thrift shop if you're lucky enough to find them, which you're hardly ever lucky enough to find it. So I don't know if this is a medallion. Okay, They tried to copy the Command double truck OK deal there. So and percussive. So I don't know what we're going to get off of that. So, but I picked it up. This one's probably going to be really boring, Italian-like. No, not Italian, French-like. Boring French accordion music. There's a lot of it out there, and this is probably going to be one, another one. But I bought it because of the cover photo. It's like this sinister accordion player late at night playing for the streetwalkers at the cafe. Sinister accordion player. Dun dun dun. Press Prado. I've got this one, but for $1. I had to pick it up again. Carlos Montoya. I bought this. This is 1962. You can see that RCA, like everyone else, 62. It shouldn't be. They shouldn't be cheap looking yet. The cover looks cheap. You would never know if it was RCA if you didn't see the little logo up here. But Carlos Montoya, he's playing live, which I thought would be interesting, so I picked it up. Have I had this record? I don't remember. It's Fraternity. It's Gene Austin. There he is. Fraternity was a local label. Was it a sub-label of King? I don't remember. Fraternity. But anyway, he likens his voice to swamp music. Gene sometimes referred to his own writing and style of singing as swamp music. So it seems like I've had that one. I just don't remember. It's Buddy Hackett, later Cheesecake kind of cover, 1962 Cheesecake. The same skin, it looks later. I don't know, but it's not. It's 62. I've had this. I probably should have left it. It's the ghetto gang leader to the pulpit, the Rick Engel story. As I remember, it wasn't that interesting. But I couldn't remember it when I put it in the, never mind. Okay, here's a sealed copy of, not that that makes any difference in this case. Who is it? It's Raymond Peterson Taggart. He's 86 years old, and he's singing songs like, people say I'm crazy, people say I'm crazy. They're really short songs, just like 13 songs on one side. That's amazing. Did he write it? He wrote it. He wrote it, and he wrote the song, Some People Say I'm Crazy. So I picked it up for that one. 86 years old. I don't know who Phyllis Newman is, but she's covering When I'm 64, the Beatles song When I'm 64. I picked it up. It's on the sub-label of London Sire, sub-label. And last but not least, I think we're going to have to feature something from this record. It's a gatefold Jimmy Smith, highly interesting illustration on the front. But the songs on this album, Verb album, theme from The Munsters, Goldfinger, Part 1 and 2, theme from The Witch, Gloomy Sunday, which is an excellent song. I like that song. I don't like Sundays when they're gloomy. I just like the song Gloomy Sunday. Okay. Next spring, I got to make it through, live through another winter. Make it through next spring. And I think I will. I think I'm going to make it. I feel pretty good right now.